Hey guys, and welcome to the Bayern View. Hope you guys are all doing well. We are here. I say we, you'll see in a second. We're here to do the season review for Bayern. Yeah, I don't really want to say too much about it. We're going to get into that, and hopefully you guys are going to enjoy it. If you are, though, smash the thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, all of that good stuff. And without further ado, let's bring in the lads. So, obviously, we've got YouTube's in the building. How you doing, man? Please put that away.
Just kidding.
And then
Doing great, man. Yeah.
This one, hey. This one, buddy.
Yes, this one. See these stars?
Dortmund get battered everywhere they go.
For real. Legit. And just for people, just for context, because this was off camera, that was bought by his father.
No, not me.
So not on him, man. Not on him. So yeah, let's get into this though. So we're going to be doing the review show. Where do you guys want to start? Shall we go with the league, or shall we go cup, or shall we go Champions League? What are we thinking?
You go from the start. Even like we had Man City during the preseason. Can you still remember that game though?
I remember that game. That game.
Legit.
So we lost 1-0. It was kind of like a preview of what was to come, huh?
A little bit. Except
Crazy when you actually
Upa
think
played a
about
lot better in that game than he did in Champions League.
Yeah. It was like, oh, we got a gem right here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Upa.
That's when we. Is that
But
right,
the
when
Lick
we
wasn't
played,
playing yet.
No, that's when we had. That's when we went against DC United, right?
Yeah. Yeah, like
Game
Delict.
after?
I don't know which
Before.
one came first.
Before.
I don't remember which one came first, but I remember Delict was bought because that was still the summer and they were obviously in the state. Delict was bought during that trip, so then he came late and joined up with the squad.
Did he play during preseason though? I'm not so sure.
I want to say he did play. I don't think he started, but I think he did play.
Let me have a look. Let me look at the lineups.
That's where I'm hazy on the memory.
Yeah, he was at the City game. He was at the City game.
Okay.
He was in that City game.
Oh, Tanguy was still playing. It was playing the DC game.
Now that I didn't remember.
Mm-hmm.
Not remember that.
So we had Lucas during the City game.
Yeah, he was playing with Dale.
And funny enough, we're about to lose him. Dude, I don't really care that much anymore if that's what he wants. To anybody who wants to leave anyway. But then again, this is the like our season review show. But actually we really did really good in the first like few games.
Yeah,
100%.
I think the first 75% of the season.
Yeah.
You know?
But funny enough, you know what? I've looked at the fixtures during that time during the first half. You know what? The moment that we had like midweek games, we were struggling.
Definitely.
We were struggling really badly. Like we had draws, and I think we after the Champions League game, we lost to Augsburg. But in between the Pokal and the UCL games, we were drawing, even that early. So it wasn't that good the first season, because we were mentioning like, oh, we fell during after the World Cup, right? Well, it wasn't really that good before the World Cup either.
Yeah.
But at least we were like peppering a lot of teams back in the first half, which we didn't do during the second half.
Yeah.
So my question to you guys would be, What went wrong during the in between the World Cup? During like the first half and the second half. Obviously, we had the World Cup. So what really went wrong?
Well, the World Cup just destroyed our season.
I think so. Because
How
think
so?
Musiala. Well, I guess I'll start.
Okay.
I mean, it's more than just one player, obviously, but Musiala was probably the player of the season until the World Cup. He had a good World Cup. He didn't score. He should have scored several times, but he didn't score. Still, I mean, I don't know about you guys, but probably the best player on Germany's national team. Not saying a whole lot. They didn't have a good World Cup, but I think him and then the whole rest of the German national team, which obviously is going to affect Bayern players. That just really, I think, mentally, more than anything, mentally affected the team, and obviously probably physically as well, having a World Cup in the middle of hey, what's going on? In the middle of a season like that, which is so stupid, and they better never do that again.
Yeah.
I think the World Cup really kind of screwed up Musiala's rest of his season. Who knows what would have happened if he didn't have that World Cup?
Yeah, it's been
all the pressure's on him, though, wasn't it? All the pressure was on him because he's a star player. The only other player I would mention for Germany would be Fulrog, the striker.
Okay, yeah.
He's done quite well. But
yeah, I forgot about him. Yeah,
stupid fly. Go away.
What are you doing?
And then I mean,
catching a fly.
Oh, is it a fly? I didn't see that.
Okay.
Not focusing on the German national team, but of course, wasn't it the first game France played Lucas tore his ACL? Wasn't it the first game?
I'm not so sure. Was it though?
Either way, well, it doesn't matter which game.
It was one of the first ones. Yeah.
Our best defender at the time out for the rest of the year.
Oh yeah, he got injured during before the World Cup even started, right?
No, in the World Cup. It was in a game.
In the World Cup.
It was in a game.
Oh yeah.
And I knew it was going to happen. I mean, FC injury. You know, I get scared at international breaks, let alone a World Cup in the middle of the season. I knew that there were going to be injuries. Oh, I'm like, now I'm just, all the memories are coming back to me. Oh, no. So, really the World Cup is just a huge factor in the season. And then kind of downhill from there, but, you know, still undefeated in Champions League against good teams. And then just the nail in the coffin, firing Nagelsmann.
So we kind of focused on the Champions League or on the cups, because in between the games we were doing really poorly. It kind of shows how our depth was the season, huh?
Yeah, and it's weird because I remember what's his name? I'm gonna butcher. Is it like Lothar Matthäus? I'm gonna butcher the pronunciation.
Lothar Matthäus.
Yeah. He said at one point that he thinks this was towards the beginning of the season, but he said at one point he thinks that was the best, as far as like on paper, the best Bayern team in history, probably. And I mean, I don't know if I necessarily agreed with him, but it made you think, you know, this is a good team. I know that they were without a striker, but on paper, should have been a lot better than what turned out, you know.
100%.
Yeah. So during the first half of the season, we were scoring a lot of goals. Kind of made
teams.
Yeah,
we were peppering them. Kind of made you think that we didn't really need a number 9.
Yeah.
At that time though, it and Chupo was like saving our butts.
Oh yeah, Chupo goading. He had such a good season. Was it first half? Because he had injuries, obviously. Second half.
Yeah. Well, first half of the first half of the year.
Yeah.
Of 2023, when 2023 started, I guess that's when he was like playing out of his mind.
Did he
awesome.
play in the World Cup? I forget.
Yeah,
he
did.
He did for Cameroon.
Yeah.
So that's probably didn't help his injuries.
No.
We
rushed him back from the injury.
Yeah, rushed him back. Oh, it's so bad.
Doesn't help. But 100%. I I want to talk about the Champions League though quickly.
Yeah.
Let me. Which one is it? It's going to be this one. Right. So obviously this is known fact, and that's obviously what we're talking about. But like we absolutely demolished everyone. You know, the only goals I want to say were against Pelens, if I'm right by saying,
which is insane.
which is nuts.
If you look at that group.
Yeah, exactly. And then obviously Inter now in the final.
2 against.
If we had this, if we played this team, this table at this with a second half form, we would have been easily in Barcelona's
Yeah.
slot.
Very, very possible.
And we had a hard time with oh no, Pulsen actually scored against us, so you know they could have beaten us if we had the second half form.
Oh, they would have beaten us 110%. Yeah, I don't disagree with that. Not at all. But yeah, it's nuts how, you know, we went like this straight then into, where is it?
Oh
What
God,
was our
here we
first-
go.
PSG.
The
right?
Nagelsmann to Tuchel agenda.
So Nagelsmann was still manager here, wasn't he?
Yeah,
So,
he was.
I can't even remember who got the red card.
I forgot about
Benjamin.
the red card
Benjamin
too.
got the
I
red
totally
card.
forgot about that.
So yeah, we obviously beat them 1-0 there. Why is it gone? Why has it got rid of it? Stupid computer. And then we beat them at home. So we beat them 1-0 at their place. Then we beat them at home 2-0.
Delict saved our butts that game with that goal line clearance.
That's saved, man.
One of the best moments of the season.
Yeah.
Or you have to say it was a really weak shot from, was it? I think it was like the Vitinha guy. But
But
still,
he had to sprint to get to
Yeah.
that position. So,
Yeah, not very good on Summer's part, but that's okay.
Yeah. What do you?
100%.
Okay, I think I'm getting ahead of myself. But I was asking you guys, what do you think about Summer's time with us this season?
Well, you want to go first, Liam?
No, you can, mate.
All right. I think he did all right. He did what he had to do. He did what we brought him in to do. I mean, kind of an emergency situation where our keeper goes on a ski trip and breaks his leg. Pretty crazy. That's just, classic FC Hollywood though, right? I think he did very well for what he was brought in to do, but there were a lot of times throughout the season where he's lost his mind in the PS. Yeah, I mean he makes really good saves, but unfortunately he can't help it. He's really short. He's really small for a keeper, and he's also not good out of the back. Where Neuer is massive, also makes mind-blowing saves, and could honestly probably play center back. He's so good on the ball. So I was just missing Neuer a lot, but we're also so spoiled to have the greatest goalkeeper of all time, and there's really no debate about that. I mean, I'm coming out and saying there's no debate about that. I'm sure someone will have a debate with me, but I think it's Neuer. It's got to
start the debate.
Oh man, me too.
Anyway, yeah. How about you, Liam? Summer.
I think Summer. Well, with the height thing, I have to agree, of course. But obviously, we knew that was going to happen because you can't just from one transfer to another. He's not going to grow.
Cool.
Yeah, we knew that was going to happen. But I just think it's unfortunate with what happened with Neuer, and then obviously all of the BS started with Manuel Neuer and the goalkeeping coach and all of that crap. And then obviously that put more pressure on the goalkeeper, not necessarily the goalkeeper, but the club in general. But on him, I'm happy he won the league with us. I'm happy he done that. Some good performances, especially the City game. The first City game where we lost 3-0. That was one of the scariest things I've ever seen. He nearly scored a couple of own goals in that one, and obviously I was there at that one. But yeah, no, good. It's good. I'd just say good. I wouldn't say amazing. I wouldn't say below average or anything like that. I'd just give him, just good, to be honest with you. But again, like Beat said, we are so fortunate to have one of the greatest keepers of all time, I also agree.
Oh,
with
one
him.
of the greatest now.
I agree with him, but I know that
He's
there
being
are
diplomatic.
ridiculous keepers. Yeah,
Not the
100%.
greatest. Just one of the greatest. Okay.
You're literally coming off my neck today. But yeah, because we had Neuer, him sweeper keeper, him doing just crazy shit. It's you go from that to Summer, and I don't mean to be disrespectful, but it's always going to be a drop off, just like it's going to be when he retires, which it's going to be crap. But
I've seen Teke's comment, and it's kind of scary how we're going to deal with replacing Neuer in the future, huh? But we'll get to that.
Yes, 100%.
They thought it was going to be Newball, and that's not going to work out, huh?
No, because man, he just wants to be a drama queen with it.
Yeah.
How can you say
like a dumbbell?
Yeah, right. How can you say I want to be the number one keeper? There's ambition, and then there's just stupidity.
Yeah.
You can't take Manuel Neuer out. Yeah, no. I was just sitting on the fence with it, but yeah, Manuel Neuer is the greatest keeper of all time for me as well.
Okay.
I want to know. I know that this is a review, but who is the greatest keeper of all time for you then? Because you don't seem to agree with me. No beats.
Definitely. We'll get to that.
Okay.
Not now.
Doesn't want to answer.
No, I know who he thinks it is. I know who.
It's a proper debate.
Another Bayern player? Are you going to give us a hint?
Yeah. Someone that
We
got
just
sacked.
fired him.
Oh, yeah.
You get it now?
I get it. I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Mm-hmm. So he's not as game changing as Neuer though, but those but of course, what maybe a close second for me, but it's another debate.
Yeah.
Let's see who's gonna crack down when we get to that.
So yeah, the Champions League in general, though, we absolutely demolished everyone. It's not even about Tuchel or anything like that. We demolished everyone, and then we get to City, and they're just. I hate to say it because of the way that they do it, but they are just so brilliant with their money.
Better than us. They were way better than us.
Oh yeah, 110% from the CDM to the centre backs, and it kind of felt that you just add Haaland in it as well. Yeah,
it kind of felt good when how they absolutely demolished Real Madrid, because it's like okay, so it's not just us then.
Yeah,
right.
Well, I saw some people on Twitter, because I wasn't able to watch both legs of that, and they're kind of like comparing the stats, and it looks like we stacked up a lot better. I know the score line obviously doesn't look good, but our stats were a lot better than Madrid's stats against City. So,
realistically, I think if we have a striker, sorry, mate. Realistically, I think if we have a striker, I think we beat them. I really do. Even though how crap we were, I really do think we beat them. If we have Neuer, we beat them.
I think it's possible they could have beaten them this season if Nagelsmann was still there. I mean, how are you going to fire a manager?
He said it. Not me. He said it.
How are you going to listen? I'm not Tuchel out yet because I don't think it's fair. I don't think you can judge a guy.
He said it too. He said it now too.
But no, when I saw that, so a buddy of mine sent me a Fabrizio Romano tweet saying they're going to get ready to sack Nagelsmann. And I said, that's the biggest cap I've ever seen. I don't care if it's Fabrizio Romano. There's no way they would do that. And they did. So yeah, I honestly, I think it's very possible they could have gone through with Nagelsmann still at the helm.
Let me copy our friend here. You thought it didn't happen, and boom, it happened.
It did. I mean, I don't think you can blame the players or the coach for that. You got to blame the board. That's why they're all fired.
Yeah. 100%.
Or what
But
if
Hainer needs to go as well, though.
Yeah,
That's
I
one thing
agree.
that still needs to happen.
exactly? I
Hainer
mean,
needs to get out.
he should have been the first to go.
Well, I
But
think
he
they
can't
always say.
because it's
they've got to do it.
he's
through an
elected.
election.
He's
I know.
elected in. So
Yeah, sad.
100%.
Sad that it had to happen, but
Well, I don't know if this, because it was coming out on the Mia saying Mia Twitter that Uli Hones didn't know that they were going to fire Nagelsmann. They said that even Hainer didn't even know. It was just kind of Brazzo and Kahn. I think I'm getting that right. I might be a little off, but yeah, because I know I don't remember what day it was that he was fired. End of March, early April, something like that. But what, a few days, like that same week, the president, he's the president, right? Hainer.
Yeah,
said,
Hainer. Yeah.
We're backing him. He's for the long term.
To be honest, I don't even know if Hainer knew. If I'm being
that's what I'm
100%
saying.
honest.
I don't think he did, and that just shows how much disarray.
But the thing is, if you're the president and you didn't even know that it's going to happen, it kind of makes you like a really bad president then.
Maybe.
Well, like Ryan said, he's a shoe salesman.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
I mean, it's hard for me to agree with that only because we don't know the situation. It could have literally been Kahn and Brazzo were like, hey, this guy doesn't know anything. We're not going to tell him anything.
Well, from what was put out there, if you believe it, then that's up to you guys. But from what was put out there, they basically were gonna stay with him. Thomas Tuchel was available. They were gonna stay with him, but they wanted a face-to-face conversation of how the season's going. We need to do better, like a pep talk, basically.
Yeah.
And then obviously they couldn't do that because he was away on a skiing trip or whatever.
Yeah.
With his fiance or whatever, and then they just pulled the trigger, bosh, and then. But I just think all of the excuses on the Nagelsmann thing, no matter what my feelings are on Nagelsmann or Tuchel or anything like that, I think the way that they did it, obviously you guys know this. I'm not saying anything that's not known, but it's just, they wanted Tuchel. Just say we want Thomas Tuchel as the manager. Julian Nagelsmann isn't in our plans, and we want. Because he's on a skiing holiday. It's just a bunch of crap, to be honest with you. But
at least be professional about it, and we are looking to for like a different direction and
different direction. Yeah, exactly.
Something like that, not just like puff. He's gone.
Legit.
Literally,
I do
an
think,
hour after.
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, I do think it's something that people from Bayern, I don't think have actually officially touched yet, but I do think probably something had to do with the fact that he's either dating or engaged or whatever to a reporter. That probably didn't go over so well.
I did see a lot of that coming out saying he's leaking it. The thing is, though, like obviously we don't know if that was true or not.
Yeah,
and maybe it will come out one day or maybe it won't. But like that would be so stupid to leak things. Because you're always going to get shot in the foot then, aren't you?
Yeah.
The thing is, if that was the case, was it ever in the news that they were like threatening like to sack him just because of that, right?
Yeah, no, I don't think they were ever in the news.
It was still like that.
It's just risky, I think, in general. I don't know if he was doing the leaking or whatever, but regardless of if there were leaks or not, I just think it's kind of risky to being a high-profile person that he is and was and still is. Dating a reporter, I mean, I'm not trying to bring personal stuff in, but that's a risky thing to do.
Conflict of interest.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But obviously, I was still a fan of keeping him. If they're gonna fire him either in January or more preferably at the end of the season. Not
at the end of the season. That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
I mean, like they had the whole World Cup to do that, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. Because that would have been actually the perfect time to do it as well.
Exactly.
Like you said about we want to go in a different direction. They could have just done it there and then. You know, the players wouldn't have been involved because they were obviously away. If they are away, and all of that. But it's just stupid. But the Champions League, we covered that. Shall we cover the DFB Pokal now?
DFB Pokal.
I forget who they got knocked out by.
Right, so we got
Freiburg.
Okay.
I can shove it on the screen for you.
And then we had our revenge the next game.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, they had
it was double Freiburg, wasn't it?
They finished, I think, fifth in the table. Didn't they finish right behind Union Berlin?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a pretty good season for them. I mean,
Yeah. Actually,
100%.
they slumped during the second half. I think they were second or third.
yeah, they were up in the top 4 for a
Yeah.
while because they signed. Didn't they sign? I think they signed Ginter on a free, right?
Yeah, they
Yep.
did.
Which is a
Yep.
good signing.
Actually, Leipzig creeped in to the top 4 during the second half.
Yeah. Well, they beat us at home, and they
They had a really good second half.
Champions League.
So
Look at that.
we had a decent start to the Pokal.
Yeah.
We beat Augsburg, I think, and then
So we went against Victoria Cologne, smashed them, 5-0. Then the next round we went against Augsburg, and that's obviously when they played in this kit.
Yeah.
De Upamecano and goal. I forgot about that. So yeah, we beat them. Why does it keep doing that? It's so annoying. We beat them, and then from them, but then we went against Mainz, if I'm right by saying, Augsburg.
Yeah, we smashed them as well.
Yeah, 4-0, smashed them, and then obviously got knocked out by Freiburg. It's just
who was managing when we got knocked out?
Tuchel.
Okay. So we were smashing everybody in the Pokal left, right, and center.
Mm-hmm.
And then when Tuchel came in, we got knocked out.
Exactly.
I know where you're going, but I just don't think you can put that on Tuchel. I think you got to put that on the board. You can't.
Oh, I'm just being in the middle, guys. Okay.
Yeah, no, you're fine. You're fine. I'm just saying, I'm sure Tuchel could be criticized a little bit, but you can't fully put that on him. You can't,
because we were playing terribly, even when Nagelsmann was still with us.
We were doing good in the Champions League. Yeah. We were doing good in the DFB Pokal, but in the league we were slowly
horrible.
Leverkusen.
Yeah. On that though, on what you said though, there, Beats. I know where you're coming from, and I have to agree with you in some sense. But at the same time, though, don't you think? Why are you smiling? I can see you smiling.
Oh, you too.
Because at the same time,
in some sense, he agrees with you, Beats, but in some sense,
in some sense, I agree. But at the same time, don't you think it's a bit silly that Tuchel took the job? Yes, it's a Bayern job. It's the biggest club in Germany and all of this. But at the same time, don't you think having the Champions League come around the corner, literally around the corner, you don't have time to train the players the way you want to train them? If he might have wanted them fitter, he might have wanted to implement whatever you wanted to implement. You know what I mean? Like,
Are you saying like he should have said, "Hey, I'll come to you guys, but wait till end of the season" or something like that?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly that.
I mean,
because
probably, unfortunately, just in an own selfish way, probably. I don't know what happened. I wasn't there, but I could imagine him kind of leveraging, saying, "Hey, well, I have offers from Tottenham, or I have offers from Madrid." I think Madrid was the one that people were talking about. No, I agree with that. I mean, I think it's silly that they had to. We've already talked about this a million times. It's silly that they had to do it when they did it. Just say, "Hey, we'll get your signature for the summer." What's so hard about that? I don't know.
It's just that he didn't.
Yeah, I don't know if that was just him being prideful. Like, okay, yeah, I'll come in. It's Bayern Munich. I can do it.
So I have the feeling that's one of the reasons why.
Other side.
This guy has a lot of beef on Tuchel.
Am I
right? Am I right?
I think it sounds like, and correct me if I'm wrong, that you just didn't like him kind of from the start, before Bayern, before even he was mentioned.
No, I never wanted him. Never, ever wanted him. See what he did with Chelsea. Wasn't good enough. I said it in the other one. Lampard got them to that final.
Yeah.
All he had to do is go and win it. And to be honest with you, I am discrediting him winning the Champions League final, which I'm fine with taking the flak for that, because that is an amazing achievement. Don't get it twisted. But at the same time, Pep Guardiola gave them that. They still had to win it. Don't get it twisted.
Didn't
Pep
start
Guardiola overcomplicated that game 100%. Man to man, they smashed them all over the park. But no, Pep has to be an idiot, and then Chelsea go and win it.
And don't forget what he did in.
Didn't do anything in Dortmund. What do you mean?
Exactly.
Yeah.
The only thing he did do was obviously win the Pokal, but
he did.
I got corrected.
He did one Pokal.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I honestly, I was never a fan of the guy either. I didn't want him at Bayern. I just come from a standpoint of I don't want there to be a revolving door of managers. That's my only thing.
And I get that.
That's
and I get that 100%. You can't. You can't turn into Chelsea.
No.
Lose 3 games, get a new manager. Lose 3 games, get a new manager. Yeah, no, I agree.
It was kind of like a warning sign what he did in PSG already. It's like, okay,
100%.
This guy has a hard time handling huge egos, which we do have.
Of course. And we have, the difference is we have huge egos not only on the pitch, but in the office.
Exactly.
That's the thing.
Exactly.
That's really an interesting point.
Which is always going to shoot yourself in the foot, isn't it? Because, having Mbappe, Messi, Neymar, whatever, at the end of the day, you write out who's on that team sheet. They can complain in the media, they can complain to the agents, they can complain to the higher ups. But when you come to this club and have egos upstairs, then you're screwed.
Yeah.
You're screwed in both
both worlds. Yeah.
100%. Yep.
Well, one of the big things that I will be looking out for next season, which is something that I'll criticize any manager for doing, or maybe rather not doing, is how much they're going to play Mueller. I totally understand that Mueller's getting older and he might even be retiring next year. I understand that I don't think he's declining at a rapid pace. He's declining, I think, kind of gracefully, but he's still Thomas Mueller. And
100%.
He is so important whether he has a great game or not, because he is the coach on the field. He is the guy telling people what to do. He's got the experience, the calmness. For me, I'm a huge Mueller fanboy. So if he, like I said, it's a little different because he might be retiring soon. He's getting older. But how many Bayern coaches, how many Bayern managers have made the mistake of not playing Mueller?
Yeah. Kovac.
It's the biggest. Even Pep didn't play him at first, and they said, "Hey, there's this guy Mueller on the bench. You better use him."
Exactly.
And he does make a difference. I mean, it's just a matter of how you use him. I mean, he's slow, but he's still very
he's so smart.
He's very effective in the right wing. Example, right?
Yeah.
It really depends on pace.
What happened to your mic?
Who is that?
YouTube's mic.
Okay, I was like, oh man, I heard that. Oh, maybe like headphones.
I muted you a second, mate. Unmute yourself. Can you unmute yourself? Yeah. Okay, cool. Right. That better, mate? You back?
Yeah, I'm good now.
Okay, cool.
Sorry about that.
No, it's anyway, fine. Don't worry about
where was I? It's like
we're talking about Mueller, like you're saying, like on the right wing.
Yeah, because recently we've just been having a lot of pace on our wings, and
it's just pace merchant on the wing, isn't it?
Exactly.
It's pace. Yeah.
Well, no one defeated. That's another thing. I think obviously he's getting older, but Mueller plays best when he's got a Lewandowski in front of him. He's got a striker in front of him. He can do it. He can play a lot of positions, but his best position is behind a striker. So, fingers crossed. I think we will sign a striker, but.
So why didn't it work with Mane then?
Mane's not a striker.
Because he's shit.
Yeah, he's not shit. It's his twin brother that we got who is shit.
Well, he was in the chat room last stream of Sadio Mane.
That's him.
Wait, what I do?
No, it's not. We're messing with you. Someone come in there with a different name.
Oh, I got you.
But what I do want to pose a question though. You said about people playing playing Thomas Muller. He didn't have his best season this time. This season just gone, obviously, with Julian coming in, then getting sacked. Then Thomas Tuchel coming in, getting sacked, all of this. He hasn't played that many games. Obviously, we've seen all of the drama, a couple of weeks ago with him maybe wanting to leave, all of this. Obviously, it turned out that was absolute horse crap because he put out a picture with a horse.
Which is funny.
He ain't going nowhere. But do you think he will do... It's kind of like a stupid question, but I want to know your two opinions on it. Do you think he'll do better next season if we get a Vlahovic?
Yes.
If we get any striker, yes. Yeah.
Definitely, yes.
Yeah.
Even like Colomani. I can't speak. Colomani.
Well, yeah, that actually is a good question because he's not like people say, and what I've seen, he's not like maybe the out and out number 9. So that's maybe the only question mark because haven't they said that if they do get Colo, that they'll play 2 strikers?
Yes, it'll
Lukaku,
be
anyone?
I don't know if one of those will be moved. That'll be interesting. That's I guess the only question mark. But yeah, any other like out and out striker. Absolutely.
Because I mentioned Lukaku and Liam, he was like, "Ah."
I mean, yeah, I don't want Lukaku either, but I still think Muller would play better with Lukaku as opposed to this season with no one.
Yeah.
How many? I don't know.
I
how
have to agree with that.
But his assists he was spoiled to have Lewandowski. But I mean, his assists were insane. I think he broke the Bundesliga record 2 times
in a row,
at least once.
Mm-hmm. He broke his own record, I guess.
I think so. Because he had like 26 assists, I think, 24 in one, and then he had like 26 in another season, something like that. No Ballon d'Or nominations ever in his career, by the way.
KDB's the best support striker. Get out,
dude.
It's out.
Muller is the most underrated player ever
of all time.
Yeah. Ever of all time. That's for sure. That is not even a debate.
No.
You know what the worst thing about it is, though? His last name.
Yeah. Sharing it with Gerd. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair.
If he was called something else, he'd be the best this. But because of Gerd, he's just not.
Well, I also think on top of that, because I do think that's a good point, but I think it's just because he's not like German, whatever, but he plays in Germany. I think that's a huge thing. Which is unfortunate.
100%.
It is what it is.
And he plays unconventionally.
Yeah.
That's why.
He's ridiculous, yeah.
Which is part of the reason I love the guy so much.
Yeah, and it's like most like the main reason that he's special.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
These celebrations, I love them.
It's so funny. Like the one where he's like a helicopter and he like spins around. Like, who is this guy? Yeah. Oh, and maybe my favorite thing about him. It's hard to pin down one thing, but I think my favorite thing about him is how much he loves playing against Barcelona, Trashalona.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, he just
and you thought he'd like ease down when Lewandowski transferred? Nah,
no,
he took it up a notch. He took it up a notch, like the ultimate footballing troll or something.
Oh, I mean, I'm sure you guys both saw like the videos of them warming up, and he's looking at Lewandowski. He's like, "What's your shirt? What are you wearing? What is that?" That was so funny.
Legit.
I love that guy. I don't know what I'm gonna do when he retires. I don't think I'm ready for that. Emotionally, I'm not ready.
I don't want to even think about that, but it's coming.
I think he's still got 2 seasons left in him.
I think so too. I think 2.
You know what?
One competitor.
They're saying. You know what they're saying? Like, it's an end of an era. Like Cristiano and Messi is ending their careers. I'm like, I don't give a rat's ass. It's when Muller retires is when it hurts.
Yeah, and Neuer too, but more so. I think more so Muller. At least
Muller, man. I mean Neuer maybe, but that was up. the skiing trip.
Yeah.
It kind of hurt his legacy a bit, but
Absolutely. And with his, the whatever the coach is,
antics.
that whole nonsense.
Yeah.
Definitely doesn't make him look good. And then you've got a guy like Mueller who I think he actually did want to leave and was looking at stuff when Kovac was here.
Oh yeah, he did.
Understandably, right?
He was linked to Manchester United.
United, yep. But now, that's what we need is a guy who's like, oh yeah, like he's like talking to his horse. He's like, yeah, good thing you don't read newspapers. It's incredible.
He's not going anywhere, guys.
No. I think if Bayern win the treble next season, I could see him saying, all right,
yeah,
I'm going to end on a good
me
note.
too.
I could see that.
Along with Thomas Tuchel, undershorts.
That was not the deal.
I guess I threw that up for him. I didn't mean to.
He literally just teed that up and he just went.
I promise.
I whacked it. I whacked it out of the field, man. But going back to the undershorts. No. To the the season review. How about because obviously our Pokal was really affected by the change of
manager. Yeah.
Manager. The league was not really right. Not really that affected, or was it?
No, because there was on the Julian Nagelsmann sacking. There was also because when he was sacked, we were behind Dortmund. Dortmund were first, so
So safe to say, we kind of blame the Pokal loss and the Champions League loss on the manager change. Then,
yeah, I would say so.
Safe to say,
yeah.
And
you can't blame Tuchel for both of those. No matter, even though if I would want to or not, that's the board.
Yeah.
Like you may hate Julian Nagelsmann, you may love him, whatever, but you can't say to a new manager, no matter if they're Sir Alex Ferguson, Pep Guardiola, whoever, you're going to come in and you're going to play this game, and this game. What? How are you supposed to win a treble like that?
Yeah, no way.
It's stupid. It's no. You can't blame Dwight Upamecano for all of that. Not at all. Not at all.
He's a big part of the. Obviously, he did not have two good legs at all, but there was no one scoring. We had no goals, basically.
Exactly. I mean, we weren't even a threat during the first game.
No.
Thomas Tuchel didn't play Thomas Muller in the first game.
I don't think he played him. Well, he came on as a sub, I think, in the second game. But yeah, didn't play Muller. I mean,
what?
How many times are they gonna? Is the Bayern manager gonna make that mistake?
100%.
And then you talk about the second leg in Munich. Sané has, a chance that us three could probably make, and he wide right or wide left, whatever it was. I'm telling you,
the offsides.
Not me. I'm putting it up there.
Well, I'm gonna say it either way, man. He should have scored that goal. That would have been a game changer because that was in like the first 10 or 15 minutes. Should have scored that. There were a couple other chances too. We just had nothing, no offense. Kimmich scored a penalty goal, right?
Yeah. So
you can't blame it all on Upa.
Yeah, I can't really blame it all on Upamecano. It's on the players. It's on everybody.
Yeah. Well, then you think Sané got punched by Mane at the. Was it at halftime or was it at the end of the game in City?
Full time.
Yeah.
They were arguing on the pitch.
That doesn't help at all, and I don't think that has anything to do with a manager change. That has nothing to do with manager. To me, that's just everything on Stadio.
That that was just pressure, wasn't it? That's pressure of Leroy Sané wanting to give it to Pep, say, you know, I left you for this,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
But I think
And,
he was. I don't want to say he was like good because no one was really very good, but he was trying. You could tell he was trying more in those 2 games than he was in other games.
he was brilliant on the first game.
Yeah.
In the first leg, he was
He needs to be
fantastic.
trying like that for every game. He shouldn't just be doing that against City, but I could appreciate when he was.
100%, yeah. 100%. But what about the season? Obviously you guys didn't, and I didn't either, none of us did, think that Julian Nagelsmann obviously would have been sacked. If we were to go back and you were to say what you think Julian Nagelsmann would have, obviously you didn't know how the season was going to go, but what were your targets for Julian Nagelsmann? Obviously, he was under pressure anyway. A lot of people were still talking about maybe he's not the right man or this and that because he only won us the league last season. Obviously, got knocked out by, I want to say, Sevilla, if I'm right by saying.
Villarreal.
Right?
Villarreal.
Yeah. Villarreal knocked us out of the Champions League. We obviously got absolutely demolished by Mönchengladbach in the DFB Pokal. What would you guys have said if this video was before the season?
Like with Nagelsmann still there, you mean? I mean, I really thought when he was still there, like up until when he got fired, I thought that if anything, the league was going to be lost. Like, you know, the league was tight, which obviously we don't like that, but I was really focusing in on Champions League. We were playing so well. We were a completely different team. It felt like, or it seemed like, Champions League versus Bundesliga, which is really interesting. So I was sort of thinking, okay, I'd be okay if they lost the league, but they won Champions League, you know, because I really thought before he got sacked, I really was confident that they were going to win Champions League. I really thought that they could do it. And then Pokal, I was pretty confident that they were going to win Pokal too. So
what was the question again?
Yeah, I'm sorry. What was the question? Yeah.
So the question was, what were your guys' goals for the season?
Oh, okay.
Going forward with Julian Nagelsmann when we had him. So if you think of, that's not the best way of saying it. Before the season started, what were your goals with Julian Nagelsmann? Because the season before, he only won us the league. We got smashed by Mönchengladbach and we got knocked out by Villarreal. So what would your guys, would have been?
Maybe
goals?
this sounds kind of spoiled or arrogant or whatever, but I think regardless of who's manager, as a Bayern fan, I think our expectations have to be treble. I mean, it might sound spoiled, it might sound whatever, but that's how good of a team Bayern is. So for me, I think treble is something that can be achieved every season. I think that's something to shoot for every season. But I think minimum it should be a double of some kind. Minimum. Like, we're talking and we're not
like
super positive on the season.
Like a Thomas Tuchel top.
Thomas what?
Thomas Tuchel top.
This guy again.
That's a bare minimum.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I was gonna breeze over that. He can't help himself. But yeah, we're saying like it's not a great season and they still won the league. So that's who Bayern is. So a double probably minimum, but a treble is something that we talk about every season. Like, okay, we can win the treble. So
mine would be like it's more of like how to get there. Of course, treble is always a target for us.
Yeah.
We are Bayern to begin with. And how to get there, I think we didn't have, like, even Julian Nagelsmann didn't have much trust with his bench.
Yeah.
So the rotation wasn't that good.
Agreed.
Yeah.
But I think the reason why that happened was we didn't have a good transfer window.
Yeah. When you look back on it, yeah.
When you look back on it, right? So
other than De
Ligt.
Other than De Ligt, which was like well, it was kind of a risk with De Ligt.
Yeah.
Because he wasn't
we
really
didn't
doing that
know.
well.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We didn't know it was going
Juventus.
to turn out to this. Yeah.
Right?
He was crap, wasn't he? Yeah.
What we were expecting for Mane
I was expecting him to be where Lewandowski was.
Delict was the one who
by that,
Yeah.
by that Ballon
rose.
d'Or.
I was expecting him to be world class like he was in Liverpool.
right?
Yep.
But despite the like the Mane thing, how can you rotate your team with just Choupo-Moting up top?
Exactly.
Yeah.
They should. For me, they shouldn't have let Lewandowski go. They should have just let him see his contract out because he wanted to go anyway. So just let him stay. If he down his tools, he was going anyway. So you know what I mean.
I think they only let him go because it was Barcelona, and Barcelona is the only team that would be dumb enough. Maybe not dumb because it's Lewandowski, but to spend what was it 50 million on a 30-some-year-old guy who has 1 year left. Only Barcelona would do that. So they're like,
the thing
all
is though,
we got Mane for.
Wait, which one?
Lewandowski won them the league.
He did.
Biggest goal.
He did.
So-
Oh, absolutely. But you know,
I know where you're coming from. 100%.
no, they did.
100%.
I mean, he had a
And we
killer
got Sadio
season,
Mane.
killer striker.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
then we got
How much
Mane.
did we pay for Sadio Mane again?
I think like 35, 40.
Yeah.
35, 40.
Pounds,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Pounds.
I don't know now. I don't know if it was
So,
euro.
That one, I believe so.
It's kind of like the same with like how much we sold Lewandowski for.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
that was a dumb move,
Oh, 100%.
not
Yeah.
having a number 9. Imagine if Choupo-Moting didn't step up.
No trophies. That's probably would have been no trophies.
No trophies out of top 4.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
Yeah,
honestly.
because he saved us in certain games.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
stepped up and won those 3 points himself. Yeah.
So
100%.
that's the thing. Like the trust on the bench wasn't there in the first place because our transfer window was iffy to begin with. So
I do remember that. Yeah, they did go with the 4-2-2-2 for a while.
And we were
Yeah.
smashing it.
yeah,
And then Julian, he kind of shot himself in the foot because then for some reason, I don't know why, he went to the 3 at the back.
I was going to say he went to the back 3, didn't he?
What are you
yeah,
doing?
he went to the back 3.
Because I remember moaning like, "What is Julian Nagelsmann doing? Why are we going with a back 3? It's not working."
Right.
You know, we're not an Italian team.
Yeah.
You know.
I bet Liam was like, "What are you doing? Are you Thomas Tuchel?"
If only I could tell the future. Eh? If only.
But yeah, from there it was I think it was a
The add-ons won't happen.
Obviously,
I
he
don't-
didn't reach.
Oh,
his
okay,
potential
okay.
with
I'm
that
glad, yeah, because he definitely didn't deserve
Okay.
add-ons.
Oh yeah, okay,
Yeah,
because of the add-ons. Okay,
Yeah.
got it. But then again, that's like a potential striker slot that we gave to Mane.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think it's hard to say because I think we're all kind of coming at it with hindsight's 2020. We all know that it didn't work out. I wasn't like, yeah, we totally don't need a striker, but I was like, okay, this can work. He has played as like a center forward with Liverpool.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of bought into the whole flexibility thing, like or variability, like no one will know what's coming. And I just don't think anyone in their right mind could have expected it.
No one knew he was going to
this
flop.
bad.
No
This
way.
bad.
Yeah.
And imagine if I want to know how many. Someone in chat maybe will know how many offside goals he had because he probably had more offside goals this season than he had.
Oh,
Onside.
definitely, definitely. That's for sure. I mean, the first few games he was like offside 3 out of the 4 chances or something like that.
I think he did score in the very first game of the season, though.
Yeah, he did. But it wasn't a Bundesliga game. I think it was the Pokal.
Oh yeah?
I'm not quite sure though.
Wow.
So when
Joshua
offside goes
Kimmich's
in,
on it with the stats. That's pretty impressive. Because I thought he did. Because I thought, speaking of Kimmich, that first goal or first game of the season, the first goal Kimmich had from that free kick where it was like not fog, but it was from like the fireworks or whatever. And I thought Mane scored in that game too. I think he did.
Wait, let me check.
because that's when he did the whole jumping celebration with Fonzie.
Yeah. I think it was
yeah.
5-2, 5-1 that game.
Something like that.
5-2.
I stand corrected then.
I just remember Kimmich. Oh, Kimmich, that goal was so disgusting.
Oh yeah.
And
The
then
flair.
he just like
Legit.
Wait up.
it was a good selling. And then Pavard had a goal too. And I remember he ran over to the old assistant coach. I don't remember his name.
I know what you mean.
Top Miller. I don't know.
Oh yeah. It was against Frankfurt.
6-1. Okay.
Yeah, 6-1.
Because I know Kolo Moani is the only one who scored for Frankfurt, obviously. 6-1. Okay.
Yeah. Got it. You got it.
I mean, Joshua Kimmich was there. He already knows. We've got the real
Yeah.
Joshua Kimmich in the chat right now with us.
Yeah, the real you. Joshua Kimmich staying? No?
Oh my gosh.
He
I
ain't
don't
going
even want to entertain that.
He's not
Barcelona fans are the most delusional people in the world.
Would you swap Kimmich with De Jong though?
No.
No.
I would take De Jong with
Because I
Kimmich.
was about to leave the room if any one of you said yes.
Kimmich is a future captain. He's not going anywhere.
He's untouchable.
If they screw up that badly or just, it's all downhill from here and he's like, yeah, I want out. I mean, that'll be horrible, but
It'll destroy the club.
Yeah. He's not going anywhere.
Okay, fair enough.
Because it was a scary point. It was a scary point in COVID, wasn't it? When everyone was on his back because he was anti-vax.
Yeah.
Wow.
He didn't get the.
I totally forgot about that.
Yeah, he didn't get the vaccination straight away, and there was
totally
like loads of media going in on him and everything. And
Hey Liam, did you do like did you guys do like a player rating for the season yet?
no,
Like
That's-
player rewards or something?
yeah, that's something we can do. That's a whole different show in itself, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, I saw that there was like a poll that people could vote, and the winner of that poll was Delict as player of the season.
Oh yeah.
Kimmich
What I
was
want to know is like who was the most improved?
Pavard.
punishable by death. Man, I'm telling you, that's actually Kimmich. That's actually Joshua Kimmich.
Mhm.
I'm telling you.
How? Because I mentioned the most what you call this improved. Because Stanisic would be a good shout.
He had a great game against PSG. Great game. And that was a very bold decision to start him. Paid off. Very, very bold.
So even like the games he has started, he has been like a really steady Eddie.
Yeah.
Mhm. I like him a lot.
100%.
I like him a
100%.
lot.
So could he be like our? Because he also can play center back.
Yeah.
Mm.
So could he be like if ever like the Pavard and Lucas leave, can he be our third?
Maybe he could probably slot in. I don't know if
Not for
No?
they definitely
Not for you, Liam?
one other
full.
person.
You can't have him. That's too much pressure on the young lad.
Yeah. Well, I've also seen that they want to. There's a guy in. I don't know if it's like the second team or if it's like the youth team or whatever. They want to bring someone in. He's like 18 years old. I mean, I don't know anything about that guy, but I welcome the idea of using the academy players more.
Lawrence, I remember having that guy. Like we were having that guy. Like
I don't know his name.
He's so huge. What? Where's?
I mean, I think I think Mane, good for him. He's got a really very strong fan
Mane, the
base.
player of the season.
I think a lot of his fans are like just either from Senegal or from Africa. That's awesome, but let's be realistic here.
Yeah. Oh, I think you were uh the new signing you meant?
Hmm?
Did you mean like the new signing? We had we signed a new defender, like who's like
Yeah.
really young.
I thought he was just like a youth player that they're looking at promoting up. I might be wrong because they did. Oh no, that's a different guy. He's Croatian. You're talking about a Croatian guy.
Oh yeah,
It's
yeah.
different. They just signed him. I mean, I'm sure the intention is to bring him up eventually too. But there's another guy who's I believe he's German. His name's like Buckman or something like that. Thank you, Kimmich. I'm telling you, Kimmich knows it all.
Ah, okay.
There we go. I
Yeah.
was close.
Buckman, yeah. Okay,
So
got it.
yeah, I mean they got to bring
He's
in
one
at
for the
least
future.
another center back to replace
Yeah,
whoever
so uh if we don't get any center backs, would you be comfortable with Delic, Upamecano, Stanisic, and that young guy?
No, because Upamecano or Delict, someone's gonna get hurt, and then you got to
And we're
start.
screwed.
Yeah, I mean, listen, Stanisic is great. He started against PSG. He's probably gonna start more games, but he's not ready for that quite yet. I don't think.
If they're gonna do that, they need to keep Jan Sommer in goal and play Neuer at centre back.
Yeah, honestly, or just tell one of the two, Lucas or Pavard, you're staying. Tough luck. You're under contract. You can go on a free next year. I mean, I wouldn't prefer that. I don't want to lose players on a free ever because it's just like these are world class players.
Who
But
would
if
you
anything,
choose though
I
to
would
leave
choose
on a free?
Pavard. I would choose Pavard because you can get so much money for Hernandez. Because it's
Yeah, me
PSG.
too.
I mean,
Which makes no sense because he's
Yeah.
been injured for so long.
I know. Because I think Hernandez is the better defender, but he's got a
Yes.
horrible injury record. And PSG, they better. I would be disappointed if we didn't get everything back that we spent on him.
We wouldn't.
I think they got to be better at negotiating then, because they can't be
That's-
letting Thiago go for what was it, 20 million, 30 million. They can't be letting these world class players go.
That's why they were sacked. That was probably another reason why they were sacked.
No, they need to be. Hey, you want Lucas Hernandez? Let's start the negotiations at 95 mil.
Here's
hardball.
something for you.
I love
Beats.
it. Yes.
Beats.
No,
Here's something for you. Yeah.
I'm sick of the transfer market being as crazy as it is, and then Bayern's like, oh yeah, 30 million will do. What are you doing?
Here's something.
Peas and
Here's
chips.
something for you then. Here's something for you then, Beats. So earlier in the other stream, me and got a fly in my mouth. Lovely.
Tasty.
Yeah, right. Me and you were talking, and he said that Julian Nagelsmann looks like he's going to be the next PSG coach. Okay.
I saw that. I don't know.
So, do you think Hernandez is being linked to PSG because of Julian Nagelsmann?
That's interesting, but I don't think so. I think it's because he's French. I think PSG, they're just like, oh, he's a great French defender. Let's get him.
And he was under Nagelsmann before.
Yeah, but the Hernandez things were coming.
First.
I mean, who know? Yeah, I was gonna say who knows what's going on in the real life of things. But
yeah,
I saw Hernandez to PSG. I've seen Hernandez to PSG maybe a year or two ago. Obviously, nothing happened, but I think they've had their eye on Hernandez for.
You are right. Yes.
But that just makes it a little bit more interesting though if he does, and that would really surprise me if Nagelsmann chose PSG. That would really surprise me.
So it's much more like when Julian Nagelsmann signs with PSG, it kind of cements the Lucas Hernandez transfer even like more sure than
Yeah, I mean,
was
it
before.
looks to be pretty certain already.
Yeah.
Yes, he's going. There's
Yeah,
no
and
doubt about
that's
that. It's just to do with price.
that.
I generally do think it's the owner though, the CEO. The CEO wants Lucas Hernandez.
yeah.
He's.
I mean,
That's
hey,
know
he's
what?
a great defender. He's a great when he's healthy, which is a huge if.
I wouldn't mind 60 M's for Lucas.
60?
Quite honestly, yeah, quite honestly.
I think
you don't like that price. You don't like that price.
That's minimum.
Yeah.
They gotta go more than that.
Dude, I'm like 90 M's. I'd take that and run for the hills. No doubt about that.
PSG, they got oil
In that Dortmund kit.
in the Dortmund.
You'll be running for them hills in that Dortmund kit.
Oh hell yeah! and a Dortmund kit and Barcelona shorts.
With me with my Thomas Tuchel top.
With Arsenal flip flops on.
Running
speaking of Nabry to Arsenal, they're like really interested.
What? I haven't seen that.
Yeah, they've been interested since forever, though.
Well, they had their chance with him.
Yeah, but now they have UCL.
I can't wait. I'm so happy Arsenal's in Champions League. I can't wait.
We can slap them up again.
I can't wait. I want a 10-2. I want a 12-0.
And they'd be in the third what you call that? Third pot.
Mm-hmm.
They'd be in the third pot, so
they had their chance. They
big possibility.
They could have avoided us. They could have avoided us.
Could have. Yeah, they could have.
Barcelona at least is like, hey, we don't have Bayern in group stages. Yay!
See you in a knockout. No more Europa for you.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, watch them still go to Europa League.
I could see it. I mean, they got to sell.
You know what?
They got to sell.
You know what? I think I see Real Madrid going to the Europa more than Barcelona.
Man, that's a hot take.
They're losing Benzema, remember?
Yeah, but
we'll talk about him in a minute. We'll talk about him.
It's Real Madrid. They'll find a way. They'll do something. I just see it.
If we were to sum it up though, sum up the season, if you were to give it a rating, now I am actually thinking now that you said about the player ratings, we actually haven't done that, so that's something we could do. But if you were to give the season a rating, either one of you can start. Whoever wants to start, go for it.
What kind of rating are you talking out of? Are you going out of 10? Out of 10? Or like ABC?
Well, 10 would probably no. We'll go numbers. 10 will probably be treble, obviously.
Gotcha. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I didn't know if you meant numbers.
Yeah,
that's actually tough. Man, you said me first. Oh man.
I'll let you go first because I'm about to tear into him.
Yeah, I was maybe 4.5.
I thought you were going to go higher. I actually did.
I think 4. I was going to say 6, but then I was like, regardless of if they won Bundesliga or not, the board.
No.
The board. And Nagel, yeah. So 4. And my rating is 4.5.
Me?
Yep.
I was about to go 5 because we won, or 6 because we won the league, but I'm giving it a 3. Because of all the crap that's been happening in the middle of the season. I mean, 6, maybe 5, and then -1 for sacking Nagelsmann, and another -1 for the. It shouldn't have been a -1, but you know, it's such a negative effect on the season. Like after the season ended, which will probably hurt our transfer window. The sacking of what you call this, Khan and
Brazo, yeah.
Brazo. So I'm giving it a 3.
3. Last but not least. Oh man.
No way.
Uno.
Yeah.
That's Thomas Tuchel effect.
Bayern Munich effect.
Nah.
Yeah.
Nah, it's
You
Thomas
got.
Tuchel.
I can't have it going higher than a 1. You cannot let Borussia Dortmund on the last day, in the last minute, go and win the league. That is ridiculous.
I bet if we
That is.
if we got another some other manager, it would be a 2.
If you want it to be a 2, we'll put it to a 2.
What do people say about Tuchel? They say like Tuchelaban, like Taliban, but like
Taliban, yeah.
Tuchelaban. I think that's so funny. I don't know how
Like,
it came from, but that's so funny to me.
for me, it has to be a 1. Like I just said, you can't let Dortmund were winning the league until Musiala stepped up,
And
took the
yeah, and
chains off.
Musiala!
realistically,
Legit.
Dortmund should be champions.
Legit, they should
be.
be. And what you just said about me going absolutely crazy, that was because we lost the league. In my head, we lost the league.
Mhm.
I'm streaming. We've lost the league. Yeah, it has to be a 1 for me. Like, don't get it twisted. I'm very happy that Thomas Tuchel won us the thing. Not that people are going to expect me to say that because I want him out.
I gotta clip
But but at the same time, like, it's ridiculous. You can't let Borussia Dortmund go close to winning that. We got knocked out of the Champions League when we were absolutely demolishing everyone. We got knocked out of the Pokal, absolutely demolishing everyone.
Put that down.
And it's just it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. But that
Crazy.
isn't all Thomas Tuchel's fault though. That's got to be said straight away. That's the board's fault.
Yeah.
Of course, some of it's got to go on the players as well because
Yeah.
Thomas Tuchel can only pick an 11, of course.
I mean, the our wingers did not have very good seasons. Coman had a decent season, and even he wasn't incredible.
Yeah.
I know everyone, and this is kind of probably a heated debate because Gnabry on the stats, I think he had statistically probably his best season. There are just so many games, and I'm not like a Gnabry hater. I'm really not. I like the guy. I have a kit with his name on it, but to me, he just doesn't show up very much in big games. He had a good game against PSG, one of them. For me, our big-time player is Coman. And then Sané, probably our worst winger. Sané's just, he's not doing well, okay, you're right.
There's
Mane.
another player.
I'm forgetting about him because I don't even think of him as a Bayern player.
Yeah, I know you mean.
So outside of Mane, who is clearing away the worst, Sané, for me, it's just he's not living up to that 10 shirt.
Fonzie had a terrible season.
Yeah, he didn't have a good season either.
Terrible.
Not a lot of good seasons. Mueller didn't have a great season.
But that's probably because he wasn't being played.
Yeah, and he didn't have
He had a good first half.
Yeah, it wasn't like the the Mueller standards that we have.
But that's never going to happen though, is it? With Levy gone.
Yeah, without a strike. I mean, yeah, Chupo's there, but not really the same. They don't have the link up for chemistry yet. Yeah.
Actually,
gone.
Most improved could be to Chupo.
Honestly. I mean, I know you mentioned this earlier. I don't remember who else you were thinking as far as most improved.
I'd say Pavard.
Pavard. He's a good option for that too.
Because he was hit and missed the last season.
Yeah, he was.
Hit and miss. He was crap.
It's another show. It's another show. It's another show.
You're right.
Save it for another show.
Are there any comments? Anything?
Yeah.
Questions? I don't know if we.
Right. Let's go through those then. So let's see what people have got to say. Right. Let's go through these. So there is one. Right. What are you thinking?
No. I mean,
you guys won.
I see where you're coming from. As far, I wish Bayern. I wish people wouldn't just say, "Oh, it's a farmers' league" and blah blah blah. But no, I don't want to see anyone win the league, let alone the Yellow Club.
But if ever someone would win it instead of us, I told Liam about this. I would hope it would be Union.
Winnable in you. 100%.
They did it right.
Yeah. 100%.
I have to
on your point there though, of it being a farmers league. The only people that normally say that are Barca fans. Look what we did to them, And Premier League fans, and let's be realistic, the only Premier League team that's beat us in a while has been Man City. We slap up United, we slap up Tottenham, Chelsea gets slapped up, Arsenal gets slapped up.
Like, you're right, and I agree with you on that. Like, those are the only people that say anything. But to me, I think, okay, we were saying earlier, I said earlier, Thomas Muller has never been even nominated for a Ballon d'Or. Lewandowski does not have a Ballon d'Or when he should have 2. Manuel Neuer should have arguably have a Ballon d'Or. Ribery should have a Ballon d'Or. I think you could argue that they don't because they say, "Oh, Germany, not a Bundesliga, it's easy." So I would just, I think if the league's more competitive, maybe then,
Yeah, I get that. I know what you mean.
But at the same time,
it's the stigma.
Yeah.
Well, no, never really. It's a circus show anyway, so
Yeah.
I don't give a lot of my brain cells on thinking, oh, who's gonna win the Ballon d'Or? It's Messi or it's Ronaldo.
Yeah, well, it should have been Lewandowski. I guess I'll get it. He's not a Bayern player anymore, so I can get over it. But it was tough.
Upamecano is the most improved.
I see where he's coming from.
I do too.
Yeah, I can see it, but
I think YouTube's is right. I think it's got to be Chupo. But yeah, Upamecano, he had a great season up until the City legs.
Yeah.
Had a great season. He had a great World Cup. He's gonna be a great defender. He's gonna be a great defender. People, it's so annoying when people say like that one Middle Eastern announcer was saying Upamecano.
Upamecano.
Don't put those people. He had 2 bad games, realistically 1.5. You're gonna bring him up in the same sentence as Maguire.
You gotta admit it was kind of costly though. But okay, whatever.
Absolutely. But Maguire,
it happens,
Maguire every day he makes a mistake like that. And he's the England national. He's the captain for England, is he not?
No, Harry Kane is.
Oh, Harry Kane. You're right. I'm thinking he's the captain for United, or at least he was at one point.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, Big Bruno is.
And he's like it's okay. He kind of was like before the Carabao Cup final. He was like, I feel so honored that we will be I will be raising the cup or something like that. I was like, what?
I didn't even know he said that.
He's deluded. Absolutely.
He is deluded, man.
I saw that comment. I think I have to say Dusan Vlahovic for me.
Yeah, me too.
I think I agreed with Byron Ryan the most when he said that. And I don't know enough about Kolomoani to know if he's got the same like attributes as Mane, but I know for a fact we don't have anyone with attributes like Dusan, so I would say Dusan Vlahovic.
Yeah, his whole hold up is much more superior than Kolomoani.
I think we just need a 9, a straight up 9. We don't need like one of these like hybrid type players or anything. I mean,
false 9s.
Yeah, I guess kind of, because I don't know if Muani would be considered a false 9. He's kind of just like, I don't know.
Well, I think that's why they're trying the 2-striker system if we get him in.
Yeah, exactly.
Because they don't trust him. So why sign him then?
Yeah, right. I mean, he seems like he's a good player. He is a good player, but I wouldn't choose him.
Same here.
I'd have to agree with that, 100%. But yeah, there we go. A lot of you guys have enjoyed. I mean, hopefully you guys have enjoyed. I'm reading people's minds now. Apparently, as this is the review show, though, I want if you can give your prediction for the next season and what you think Thomas Tuchel or another manager is going to win going forward. Anyone can start. I'm not bothered.
I think it's it's hard for me to say right now without knowing signings, because that needs to be done, and we need to know who's going to leave, who's going to replace, blah, blah, blah. But it's hard for me not to be very optimistic if they sign a striker and arguably more importantly a center defensive mid. I mean, if we sign a center defensive mid and Kimmich is unlocked, it's hard for me not to be very ambitious thinking, oh my gosh, we might win the treble. This might be very fanboy. This might be me just kind of getting super optimistic, but I don't know. Imagine Kimmich with a 6. It's pretty crazy. And then, of course, imagine a striker too.
With Muller.
Yeah. Yeah. So.
And not to mention Dortmund losing Bellingham.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Absolutely. And not that he's like a huge player for them, but Guerrero's going to be leaving too.
Yeah.
Sounds like he might be coming to Bayern, which is it's interesting.
It's going to be interesting. Yeah.
100%. So you Beach, you thinking the treble?
I think if they sign a CDM, a world-class CDM, it might be Rice. I think that and a striker are the missing pieces to a team that, I was saying earlier, if they would have kept Nagelsmann with this team, they could have maybe won Champions League. So I think if they do that, I might be eating my words in a year from now, but I think a treble could be done. I think a treble could be achieved.
What if they only get a striker?
Okay.
They only get a striker. I would
and a
say
centre back probably, but
yeah.
Like, they don't get the 6 basically.
Not winning Champions League without a 6. I'd say maybe a double, maybe just the Bundesliga again. Hard to say.
Me?
YouTube's?
Yeah, what do you think, YouTube's?
I'd take a Thomas Tuchel top, but I wouldn't mind underpants.
You gotta give context. You can't just say that.
I don't mind a double. Okay, fine. I don't mind we're winning the league for sure.
Hard to not say that, yeah.
Especially when Dortmund are decreasing.
Yeah. The thing is, they're also strengthening in the back, and with Adeyemi, 1 year in, 1 season in, he's bound to improve.
Yep.
Still tough, but so does Musiala.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
I think it would be tough looking at Leipzig next season, because they look solid during the end of the season.
Well, don't forget they're losing Nkunku, and they might also be losing
they're losing Limer.
Limer as well, but there's the other it's like Dominic
Szoboszlai.
Oh,
yeah. They might be losing him to Newcastle. They're for sure losing Nkunku and obviously Limer.
And it looks like they're going to lose Almo as well.
Who?
Danny Almo. Is that you say?
Oh, yeah, he might.
No,
the Spanish.
Danny Almo just signed a new contract.
Bayern was linked with him for a hot sec, which I don't.
Did he actually sign a brand new deal?
I didn't know.
I think he signed a new contract. Look at Fabrizio.
Either way, they're getting weaker. They're losing. They're going to lose their best player.
I just trust their system though. It's never been like Nkunku was pivotal to them, but for some reason I just have a feeling he's not irreplaceable.
Guess we'll find out.
Yeah.
So what sum it up then? What are you thinking? Double?
Yeah, the top.
So Pokal, Bundesliga, not champion.
Yeah, we're not winning the Champions League with Man City against Man City, guys.
If they sign Declan Rice and Vlahovic, I think it's possible.
And Haaland and Erling Haaland in his second season.
He might have a sophomore slump. He just broke the Premier League record. Maybe he's coming off a treble. Maybe he'll, get distracted. Maybe he'll get injured. Maybe he'll have an injury. I don't know how injury.
Hopefully.
Well, yeah. I don't know. It's hard for me to say. Oh, I hope he gets injured. But
then again,
if it's
they still
against
have
Bayern,
Julian.
I won't complain.
They still have Alvarez.
Yeah, that's the thing.
And I think they're keeping Gundogan.
You think so?
I think so.
They just signed Kovacic.
Well, it doesn't matter.
Did they sign him?
Is that
I think
official?
so. Let me have a look.
I didn't know that. Gosh, how many players? Why do they even need to be in the transfer market? They've got to. Why do they even need to?
And that kid Cole Palmer, holy smokes!
Yeah, no, it's not official. It's not official, but Manchester City have opened concrete talks with Mateo Kovacic in the summer. Positive discussions took place with the players' camp in the last few days over personal terms. Chelsea open to selling him as part of their midfield revolution.
It doesn't matter.
No, he hasn't signed.
He's gonna sit. He'll be sitting on the bench anyway. Doesn't matter.
The thing is, it's strengthening them, man, isn't it?
That Cole Palmer kid in City. Oh, he's really good.
He must be a child.
He's their young lad, right?
Very vaguely know who you're talking about. Very slightly vaguely.
It's their young lad, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He smoked Aspi during that Chelsea game.
What's Phil Foden up to? Because he's 22 or something. He's
over.
In the bench.
Yeah, because he can't get in with Gundogan playing that way.
Must be nice. Must be nice, City.
Exactly. Just like Julian Alvarez.
Yeah.
Can get in,
right.
But
you got to think as well. They had Savchenko. Is that you say his name?
Zinchenko.
The left back.
Zinchenko,
sorry.
Yeah.
And they had Gabriel Jesus as well.
Yeah. Ridiculous.
Nuts, isn't it?
See,
absolutely.
I mean, we're not winning the champ. Unfortunately, guys. So sorry to say that.
I'm not going to say that now. I'm not going to.
To sum it up, then, Beach, you think if we get a striker and a CDM 6, whatever, we could win the treble?
Absolutely.
If not a double, is that what you said?
Yeah.
And then you said the double, right?
Just a double.
I think with this manager, I don't think we're winning anything.
Nothing?
No, I'm joking.
I
am joking.
No, that's what you said the last stream.
No. No. If we get,
you said the last stream, we're not winning anything.
With this manager, if he doesn't get if we don't get Vlahovic, like an actual striker, and we don't get a 6 and a centre back, we ain't winning anything. Not a chance.
They're gonna get at least 2 of those 3, if not all 3. They're gonna, maybe not the ones that we want necessarily, but there's no way they go after this season after all the BS that went down. There's no way they don't splash. No way. If they don't, I'm worried because this new, I don't know if he's the new CEO, whoever was the financial guy. That worries me.
Marco Nippy, or however you say it.
Oh, I hope he stays.
He's the one that's being linked with Tottenham.
Yeah, I hope he stays because he's not a sporting director, but he's like a scouter. But no, what is a little worrisome for me with this new guy, it's like Driesen or something like that.
Oh, the guy that took over Brazo.
Yeah, he's like a financial guy, which is fine. I mean, Bayern has to be financially smart, but what worries me is that he's going to be cheap. And I know they can't be spending money like some of these other clubs, but they got to.
He took over the CEO. Position. He took over Khan's place.
Yeah. Oh, he took over Khan's space.
Yeah, he was the CFO, and now he's the CEO.
Oh, okay. Because I thought there was links that Robben or Schweinsteiger was going to take. Khan's space.
I think they were doing that for sporting director. I might be wrong.
Sporting director, yeah.
But I don't think they should. They should
no,
I don't want that role. No,
they're trying to look at that guy in Leipzig.
Yeah, Max Erbel.
Mm-hmm.
Which I don't like rating Leipzig. I mean, he might be good. I don't know.
He's an all like a Bayern Munich through and through.
Was he a player?
He was in the. I don't think he played, but he's like uh from our system before.
I know he's linked.
Like
has history with
youth or
Bayern.
something.
Yeah, I know he's got history with Bayern. I just don't love rating Leipzig. You know.
I don't mind.
You don't mind?
I don't mind.
To each
As
his
long
own.
as it weakens them and strengthens us. So
That's true.
I really don't mind.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
To sum it up as well, though, I got another question for you guys. Do you think, from what you guys said, a double and a treble if we get the signings, do you think after next season, Thomas Tuchel will still be the Bayern Munich manager? And I'm not trying to put any agenda across.
Yeah.
By the way.
I think the only way he's not going to be manager is if they go like trophyless or something. I think he'll be the manager. I think with I don't know if it was on stream or off stream or whatever, but we were talking about how bringing the old guys back, like Uli Hoeneß never left, but he's kind of coming more back officially, and then Karl-Heinz Rummenigge coming back. I think that signals that, okay, we got to get this ship in order. And I think that they know that they can't be firing managers all the time. I mean, if something crazy happens, sure, they'll fire him. But I would be very surprised if he was not the manager for the following season. So not this upcoming season, but after. I'd be very surprised.
Me?
Yeah.
I think he won't. Especially if they just get one trophy, like just for example, like just winning the league, or winning the league and like bottling the cups. Because remember, they don't have anybody else to fire in the board. It's just Tuchel. So every if they get a new sporting director, it's all on them. They're not going to fire their new appointee.
No, they won't. Yeah, no, they're not going to fire them straight up, are they? That's no chance.
So that's what I think.
Yeah, no, I don't think
it's gonna be a rough season for your guy, Liam. Fortunately.
For your guy.
Yeah. He's gonna have a top soon. He's gonna be wearing a top soon. I mean, it's gonna be your guys. So, better get used to it, Liam.
Not a chance. Not a chance. I don't. While you were speaking, I just researched something, and I think I'm about to fall over, even though I'm sat down. Thomas Tuchel managerial stats.
Right? Oh shoot! Here we go.
Career win percentage 56.47%.
Holy crap!
Wow.
Career wins 301 out of 533.
Ugh.
That's very surprising. I didn't know that.
How about the loss percentage?
It didn't give me that, but I can have a look. So that win percentage, it's not gonna. I don't know if I can find that one. To be honest, I could search for it. Thomas Tuchel career.
That's a horrible win record, man.
That's not good. I mean, he was at Mainz, then Dortmund, then
PSG.
Was it I couldn't. Yeah, it was PSG, then Chelsea. Okay, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And those are not bad teams.
Yeah.
Except for Mainz, though. But
Mainz. So he's on his 5th team: Mainz, Dortmund, PSG, Chelsea, Bayern. Yeah, so he's on his 5th team.
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't know where he was before Mainz, though.
Yeah, he might. Yeah, I don't know if he was a
He was Augsburg B.
head coach there.
I'm guessing so. That's what it says on
Okay.
this website. If
Gotcha.
we're taking, it's the football database.
Probably accurate then.
If we're taking, I can't find
But still, man.
That's not. Yeah, that surprises me.
So
Liam's trying to win us over to the dark side.
No. I
mean,
I just want you to understand why I'm on the dark side.
I understand it completely. I really do. I was not a fan of Tuchel. I mean, I wasn't a fan of them bringing him in. My whole thing is, look, I'm sick of managers leaving.
Yeah, no, and I get that.
That's really my only thing.
Is he actually only managed us for 12 games?
Feels like a lot more.
Yeah, felt like forever.
That's mad. Goals for 22 goals, 17 against.
What's the goals for?
22.
22.
17 against?
If this website is right, yes.
I mean, you gotta think he lost. I think either the same amount or even more games while he was in charge than Nagelsmann did all season.
Oh yeah. That's
100%.
for sure.
Unreal.
And we were peppering teams when Nagelsmann was with us.
Yep.
Ugh.
I still can't seem to find his
Hey, don't worry about it. I bet it's gonna be bad anyway, so you know.
Exactly. 100%. But yeah, what anything else you guys want to put out on the?
If there are any comments or anything like that, we can go through those. But we covered a lot.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Let me look. I don't think it's a question. I think it's more of a statement, to be honest.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, how do you beat a team like that? I mean,
someone's got to.
Well, they're being linked with YouTube's. What's the RB Leipzig centre back called? I can't say his name.
Gvardiol.
Yeah, him. They're being linked to him as well.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah. They're heavily linked to him as well.
So if we get Laporte, they're getting Gvardiol.
Because you got to think they've got Ake playing at left back. They've got Akanji playing at right back. They don't even have a left back or right back.
Gvardiol can play left back.
Okay, and
Exactly.
Oh crap! That's way too much. Well, at least they'll be turning into a Bayern of the Prem. Whatever.
I just don't want them to be now winning Champions League. That's the one thing that we had. Okay, hey, Man City's never won Champions League.
I'm not watching.
They're winning this, man.
Yeah, I think
it's gonna be better either way because it's like one way, City wins, they win their first, they win the treble, and then the other thing is if Inter somehow pull off a miracle, oh yeah, we beat them 4-0, 2 legs, or whatever the score.
I would rather that though. I would rather that.
I would too. Yeah. It would just make me think like they finished second in the table and group stage. We kept them clean sheet in two games. But yeah, I would still take
they did have the easier route though.
Yeah, absolutely. When they first brought that, like, you know, they announced that, I couldn't believe it. They said, okay, hey, we're gonna get an Italian team in the final no matter what. That's what they did. I don't like that they've done it the way it was like a recent change where the quarterfinals, like they have that bracket. I wish they would have just go back to random. I don't like.
Exactly. Well. Like pull a lottery again. Each round. Yeah.
Exactly. I don't know why they did that. I don't get it.
No, I don't get it either. Because at the same time as saying that, like, you know, that was the fun of it, wasn't it? It was like, okay, if we go through here, who we're going to get. Are we going to get this
Yeah.
team, this team? Like, we already knew before we even played City, we were either going against Chelsea or Real Madrid.
Yep.
It's like, there's
That's
just
what
no fun in
American
it, is there?
sports do. I don't want to watch American sports. I want to watch European. I want to watch football.
MLS.
Soccer.
I think the MLS is just gotta embrace that all the stars from Europe are gonna retire there. That's fine. That's okay.
Do you not
That's
think it's
something.
crazy, though?
That's not even the case anymore because they're going to
Yeah.
Saudi.
Saudi, yeah.
No.
They're not even going to America anymore. They're going over for the dough.
Well, you can't, like, Benzema's getting offered like 400 million. Messi's getting offered like 600 million.
Yeah,
I
who's
want to
turning
actually
down
talk
that?
about Benzema a minute. Me and YouTube spoke about it earlier on the other one, on the other stream. Why are Bayern Munich not going in for Benzema? Other than money.
Probably his age.
And
Oh.
age.
That's probably it. I mean, now they can't because he's got that crazy offer.
Yeah, of course.
Who is your
Paul
preferred?
Torres.
Torres. Yep. Look
Or
at that.
Vargio. If we
Yeah,
can.
we're gonna be priced out for him. He's gonna be 100
Mhm.
million.
Mhm.
Oh, I didn't know the Napoli. I didn't know he was left-footed.
Is-
That's
Is
interesting.
Kim
I don't-
left-footed? I'm not
I
so
didn't
sure.
know. If Joshua Kimmich is saying it, I believe him.
Okay.
But at the same time, I don't know enough.
Trust our captain.
Left-footed. I don't know enough about the Kim, whatever his name is, the
Kim
Napoli.
Min-
Ming Jae.
He seems good. If he's on Napoli, they killed it this year, but I don't know enough
Yeah.
about him.
100%. But yeah, I think that's basically that. Anyone want to add anything else?
We good.
Bayern. You gonna send me?
Let's just add
You want to
one
talk
thing.
about this team?
No.
No.
Okay.
Definitely not. We'll put this in there, and I'm going to clip it. I'm going to clip it from the other stream. If Thomas Tuchel wins the Champions League, the Bundesliga, or the DFB Pokal, and he wins 2 of those, and he gets a double out of those 2, not no Audi Cup crap or any Super Cup or any of that crap. If he wins any of those, you will see me for the whole transfer window wearing a Thomas Tuchel shirt. Okay.
And a
I'm gonna
treble.
clip it.
And then the treble. Don't forget
we're
the
not-
treble.
Dude, Lucas, you made up the treble one. I didn't even say anything.
Treble?
You want me to wear a Dortmund shirt? It ain't gonna happen.
Okay.
Yeah, what do the comments think about that? If Bayern wins the treble to celebrate, he's gonna wear a Dortmund kit. That doesn't make sense.
But you got to clip that.
I will. I'm gonna put it on the shorts channel. Well, not the shorts channel, the short part of the channel.
Yeah.
We'll
Okay.
put it on
Now,
there.
not wearing shorts. Okay.
Yeah, definitely not. Definitely not. But yeah, thank you both for coming on, man.
It was fun. It was a good time.
Absolutely. Can't wait for the next one.
Oh yeah,
100%. This has been fun.
a lot of fun.
It's been fun, man.
Hope
Player
you
ratings.
guys have
next.
enjoyed though. Yeah, I'm done.
I love it.
Wonderful.
Dude, it's been like 4 hours for 3 hours for the both of us. It feels like an hour.
It goes
It's
like
been
that.
fun,
doesn't it?
man.
Yeah, 100%.
Ah, man.
100%. Yeah, hopefully you guys have enjoyed though. If you have, smash the thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, all of that good stuff. Thank you again for both of these legends coming on. And until then, Mia San Mia. Peace out, guys. Thank you for watching. And there's only one more thing to say. Tuchel out.
Oh yeah. Me